having said that, with the way things are going now, with the enemy and their plans, with the, I don't think we want to say this word, it could be flagged with YouTube, but with that,
with what's going
now
on
we
right
have
now.
to try to, with what's going on now, we're faced with, where do you want to be stuck? Do you want to be
Exactly.
stuck here and can't get to Africa? Or do you want to be stuck in Africa and can't really come back to the US?
Right.
I've already shared this with my husband and my family. Say right now, I'm casting my die. I'd rather be stuck in Africa, in
Absolutely.
Ghana. So having said that, sis, I'm kind of feeling more urgency, and I may just have to come with what I have.
Right.
That don't really make me feel comfortable. That don't really make me feel comfortable. But I'm in a little bit of a dilemma right now because
Right.
I don't have the funds. Now I have purchased land. I have I've purchased nice land and everything, and I've sent money. I've got some treasure, but I was supposed to have time to work my plan.
Right.
But now it's kind of like a thing where you don't know what things is gonna look like. They got these mandatory things that they want to put out here where you can't travel if you don't have this and that. And they gonna be having a way where they can put it under your skin to tell. I mean, it's just a whole
It's
lot
a lot.
of
It's a
um,
lot.
bureaucracy to stop the exodus. Understand, it is not about illness. It is not about illness. It is about slowing down the exodus. There are those of us whom, if we were to be allowed to get to Ghana, get to Africa, to work our plans, there people are so fearful. The enemy, the enemy. I'll just be very generic. The enemy wants to continue the oppressive, exploitive relationship that they have with the continental
They
Africans.
want to keep
They
their
can best do
neonized.
that. That's right. They can best do that if we are not there
Absolutely.
influencing them and telling them, oh, no, you don't want to do that. Because let me tell you, this how it's supposed
Exactly.
to go. No, no. I
Exactly.
mean, like we will be putting them up on major
Putting them on
game.
game.
And
Yeah.
they know that.
Putting them on
Yeah.
game.
So this is a situation where I'm faced with, do I come half cocked? Or do I stay here and wait it out and have faith and just come when I can? And I don't know. I haven't decided, honestly, because it's not just me, sis. It's not no joke when you sitting up here, your children sick, and you ain't got the money. People not going to understand. Oh, I thought she was supposed to have it all together. But
Right.
now she go fund me now. Ha ha ha. People like, yeah, girl, people are
Yeah.
sick. They
People.
don't even look at it as we're in bondage. So when we leave, it's like, well, why did you? Because I am just like Harriet Tubman. Like, do you realize that we praise Harriet 100 and something years later?
Yeah.
But what were they saying then? Were they telling
Exactly.
her that she
They
had
were
it
saying she
good
was
and she should
crazy.
just stay where she is?
Yep.
Why you want to do that? Why you want to go to Boston?
Why you
That's
want to go to
so
Canada?
far.
Why you want to go to
Why do you
Canada?
want to go to Canada?
Yeah.
Come on. Now she's wonderful. Now that it's over and she's dead,
Right.
but what about the people that are trying to get to freedom now?
You know.
You're demoralizing us.
Yeah. You
You're
know what
saying that
Harriet
we're
said?
running.
You said she said if
Come
I could have
on,
freed, I could have freed 1,000 more slaves if they knew they were slaves. And when you
girl.
and now that you bring it up, we can hit on the fact that how do you feel about this whole controversy that we have where we have our our brothers and sisters here of, I mean, we all are a part of this lineage here who do say that we're running because we decide that we don't want to fight this fight right here no more. Like, it's like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. So why not don't? I mean, I'd rather take my chances elsewhere. But that don't mean that I'm not I'm not proud of who I am here. I'm just tired of this. I'm just tired of this, that knee being on my, like, it's like you walk with a invisible knee on your neck all the time. You just like, damn. You know what I'm saying? So how do you feel about that kind of controversy that we have here, which to me feels like another way to keep us divided? But how do you feel? And I'm speaking of the whole ADOS versus
ADOS
repatriation.
thing. So with ADOS, okay, see, this is it. Either you have a claim or you don't. Now, this is how I feel about that. So I am not willing to give up a legitimate claim to what my ancestors worked for. Period. You can call it ADOS. You can call it whatever. ADOS has many wings. There is the vocal visual wing, Yvette Cornell wing. I am not a part of that wing.
Right.
Okay,
right.
There is an anti-African wing. But understand something. The reparations movement has been going on for hundreds of years.
Long time.
I want the Jamaicans to establish their claim with the British. I want the Haitians to establish their claim with the French.
Mm-hmm.
I want the U.S. and I mean, like, I'm gonna give you a good example. In Mobile, I have a claim with the French because this was French territory for a long time. It was Spanish territory for a small amount of time, that whole Florida area, and then it was the U.S. So I want what is owed to me. I'm not giving it up. You understand that? So I don't need to defend myself against the fact that I want justice.
Period.
Ma'at says I deserve justice. The laws of Ma'at. We have a divine right. Period. I'm not going to discuss the name. I am African.
Period.
I consider myself a Black African. That's what I am. That's what I look like.
Period.
You don't know what I am until I open my mouth. I look just as African. If I went to Liberia or when I was in the Gambia, I've had European people come up to me and do things, and they thought I was local, but they knew that I wasn't when I opened my mouth. And so I just want to say, when it comes to reparation, think about it. If you got your reparation, we could leave tomorrow. Understand that. People say, oh, don't think about that. Why not? It could make my dreams come true. Why would I not? What? Okay, I'm not going to stop working, but I'm never going to let that go. Understand that.
Absolutely.
Why would I? I'd be crazy. And I'm not crazy. Sister Elaine is not crazy. And I'm going to bring it up every single minute, every time. If they ask me what I want my reparation per head now. And if you want to know a figure, Let's talk figures. I can do that. And so it would end my suffering, some of it today. People say, oh, well, the Cadillac dealer would have it back. Well, why ain't they giving it then? If they
Exactly.
thought the Cadillac dealer would get it all, why ain't they giving it? Because they
Exactly.
know that some people are going to come together to make Rosewoods, to make
Exactly.
Tulsa, Oklahoma. Don't
Exactly.
buy that. You know, we
Exactly.
buy the argument of the enemy so freely,
So
so
freely.
freely. Oh, well, you need to do this and you need to do that. Oh, folks is still getting money. Obama gave some of the Caucasian Jewish people. Bernie Sanders got money. Understand it. And I want it. And it's mine. And it ain't and I'm gonna get it. Understand that. It's more than one way to get it.
Right.
But I'm gonna keep working.
So my thing, my biggest problem is, the infighting. Like I've seen many times where you have people who I don't even know why they're in repatriation groups, but you have people who come into the repatriation groups and then they of course they're trolling, talking about how, oh, y'all running from the fight and y'all running, like, and it's really like, for one, is like, oh, is a played out. It's like, okay, so when Harriet Tubman, like you mentioned Harriet Tubman, so she ran from the slave plantation. Was she wrong for running? But she still deserved whatever, like, we deserve the reparations still. I'm never going to, like, I've had somebody even tell me, well, if you don't want to be in America, why don't you denounce your citizenship? I ain't denouncing shit. This mine. Period.
Never.
I ain't denouncing them.
Never.
Girl, I almost went there, girl. I'm not denouncing shit.
I'll never
I
denounce
never
it.
denounce, because at the end of the day,
I got a claim that people wish they had.
exactly. And it's just like, I just wish our people all around would just stop with the infighting. You got these people here. They you got the ADOS trying to fight against the Pan Africans or the Garveyites. You got the Black Americans and the Continentals. It's always some issue or whatever. I'm like, we keep playing into the hands of these enemies, and while we are doing all this infighting, they still behind the scenes, they doing this number right here. They playing, they puppeteering. And it's like, we have to get to a place where we understand that the only thing that's going to get us to move forward is we have to find our tribe and get together and work together. All us not going to be able to work together.
And the tribe, your tribe is going to be based on those that are of like mind.
Exactly.
That's going to be your tribe.
Exactly.
That's because, let me say this. I want to say this. Fighting is a collective endeavor. Okay.
Absolutely.
Trying to get Black people together to fight is like herding cats.
Damn.
I don't have time for that. The time for that is over.
It is over.
Look, I'm 40, I'm fat. I'm not doing that.
So
my knees, I'm just keeping it real, sis. I am not. I am gathering what I can gather. Look, this has been going on before I was born.
Absolutely.
I tell anyone, Okay, you've been here 400 years. You feel that you are fine. Stay here another 500. I don't even argue on Facebook. I would never, because number one, maybe they are from here. Maybe this is their destination. It's
Absolutely.
not mine.
It's not mine
It's
either.
not mine. Okay. So I
And
want
I
to
don't have a
say this.
problem. Go ahead.
I want to say this. Now, I'm proud of my Black African heritage, and
Absolutely.
I'm not going to let it go.
Absolutely.
Having said that, if we were a fruit, we would be GMO.
Ooh.
Because we have been bred,
Ooh.
crossbred,
Ooh.
and made over. It is the work of man
Yeah.
that did this.
Yeah.
So if I want to go backwards and go home and try to work my way back into a tribe, if I want to do that, who's got something to say about it?
Right.
About me trying to go back to the original. It's not like I'm trying to go the opposite direction and work my way back into something that I didn't come from.
Right.
Hello, we can talk about that too. I'm trying to go back. Now, like I said, I want to hold to my culture, but I mean, if you're going to go somewhere, your children are going to, intermarry at some point. All of my kids may not, but I guarantee you at least one will. And we want them to, because
Right.
we want to have a claim to where we're going. We
Right.
already have a claim to
You gotta
Africa.
have a long
It's
game.
a
Gotta play the
divine
long game.
claim, but we want a new claim. We want
Exactly.
to renew the claim.
Renewed. Yeah.
And your children have a renewed claim.
Yeah.
And they still got a claim for reparation, even if you die tomorrow. They would
Exactly.
still have a claim.
Exactly.
So people don't know. I studied under an international reparations fighter attorney, Dr. Robert Brock. He just passed 4 years ago. I studied under him for a while, and he taught me that our domicile, our legal natural domicile, is still in Africa. Find one place where I signed something. I didn't sign anything to give it up. My mama didn't sign. Her mother didn't. I ain't never signed nothing. I ain't signing nothing. If I sign something, it don't count because I'm in bondage.
I was about to say
It would be
it would
under
be under
duress.
duress. Under duress. Yes.
It's under duress. I'll say whatever I gotta say to survive
Yep.
because they got me.
Yep.
So until there's some mutuality where I am giving what's due to me so that I have a free option, an option to do what I need to do, I'm not even free to say what I want to say.
Right.
You're not.
Right.
Let's keep it real. We're still enslaved.
Exactly.
I don't consider myself a slave because I'm
No.
not going to wear that jacket.
Absolutely.
I am enslaved.
Exactly.
Understand it.
Exactly.
So yeah, I'm well aware of what. I ain't arguing with nobody. They
I know that's
they
right.
better not come to me with it.
I
I
know
ain't
that's right.
studying them. I got
So
a claim, and if you don't want your money, then you can give it to me, dummy.
I know that's right. So let me ask you this.
I'll take it.
Because I know me and you, we can talk about this all night. But what I want to ask you now is, with the of course, in the last year or so, we know that a lot of people have their eyes set on repatriation to Africa and especially Ghana. What would you advise people who are looking to make this move? You've lived in the Gambia. Now you're preparing to go to Ghana now. What would you advise people do to start preparing to make that move?
That is a really good question. I will tell you what I have been doing pretty much to prepare. Um, I think that you have to have a ready mind. You have to, for example, I consider myself, I am in this world. I'm not of it.
Not of it.
I have emotionally checked out of the U.S. hotel. I'm checked out. I'm not voting. I'm not playing none of their games.
Absolutely.
I'm not dealing with no NBA playoffs.
Exactly.
I'm
Checked
done.
out. Yeah,
You
like I
understand?
checked out a long time ago.
I'm ready to give up anybody that don't want to go. That means anybody. Understand it. You have to be ready in your mind. Where you are ready. I'm not getting into no car note.
Me
That's
either.
how ready I
Me
am.
either. I ain't had a car
Look
note since
here. I'm talking
2012.
about girl sister, certain jobs I won't even take because I know I ain't gonna be here. I'm
Exactly.
just that's what I would suggest is you have to really be ready. Save your money. Now I'm a little spendthrift. I don't spend on I don't spend on frivolous things. But you see, I just came to Atlanta just to go to a restaurant.
I
So
mean,
I do
you
spend.
still gotta live. I mean, you can't just
I'm
stop
living.
living.
That's right. That's right. I would say surround yourself with people that want to go. If you are single,
Absolutely.
stay single. Don't get with anyone who is not trying to leave. Understand that. Get your passport. The passport place is open. Get your passport. Go ahead. Get the visa. Get a multi entry visa now. So when it's time to go, I don't care if you want to go in April. It'll be there. I just got mine. I put together an itinerary that said I wanted to leave in a month, but I'm gonna go whenever I get the money. But the multi-entry visa is there. Do
Yeah.
not get caught up in any type of criminal activity. Understand that the devil is lurking. The
Yep.
devil wants you to fight. The devil wants you to do something where you own papers and you can't go
You
nowhere.
can't go
That's
nowhere.
another thing.
That's
You may
another
have
that's
to,
extra bondage.
yeah, you need to be careful. You may want to open up a can of whoop ass on somebody,
You gotta
but you
repeat
have to
that.
know that if you do that, understand, like I know if the devil takes me out, he gonna probably get my kids. So
Absolutely.
I have got to be, I'm moving real careful. I am trying, and another thing, keep your health.
Yes.
Keep your health all that you can.
Yeah.
Try not to get diabetes.
Hmm.
Now, I have high blood pressure. I mean, my life is so stressful with working and I take a lot of abuse on my job.
Yeah.
I'm working, I'm under the gun. If
Hmm.
you haven't noticed, a lot of the workload that they're putting on the average worker has increased from the 80s and
Tremendously.
90s. It's They're making you do two people's jobs. My knees are
Sometimes
going out. They're
three,
working me
four.
to death, literally.
Mhm.
Understand it. So I have to fight for my health. If I'm on dialysis, it's going to be hard to even want to go to Africa. How am I gonna pay for that? So
Right.
we had a brother from Bissau that he was one of our tribal brothers. He wanted to go to Bissau. They took a leg. He was saying he's still gonna go. They took the other leg, then he died. My point
Mm.
is, you're not guaranteed to make it out of here.
Yeah.
We've got to, and I'm talking to myself. It's not
Yeah.
easy
We gotta
because
fight
you're
for it.
cooking. You got to fight for your right to get out of here.
Yeah.
They're playing with the food. They're playing with your minds.
Yes.
They playing with everything. They
Yeah.
got our children so polluted that our teenagers, some of them don't want to go.
Yep.
And that's weighing on. You got husbands that don't want to go with the wives.
Yeah.
Then you got wives that don't want
Don't
to
want to
go
go
with the
with the
husbands.
husband.
I would,
Breaking up families.
honey, you just gotta have a made up mind. Don't get into no bills. I ain't about to do nothing that's gonna. When it's time to go, I'm gonna leave up out of here with a suitcase. I'm gonna pack so light. That's what it's gonna be.
Hey,
Period. That's my hope. I pray. And another thing, pray.
yeah.
It matters. I
It,
talk to the ancestors. I'm gonna tell you, I believe in a black African God. That's what he is to me. I don't say a name anymore. I don't know. I got to go back home just to find out who I am.
yeah. Yeah.
They took my God.
Yeah.
They took my God from me. They took everything. They
Yeah.
even tried to take my humanity, sis. They
We
took everything that
I
came
mean
from my body.
we literally fighting for
Everything.
humanity as we speak. Like we ain't
That's right.
we're not even fighting for civil rights anymore. We just fighting for plain old humanity. Like
Just to be able to breathe.
breathe.
I can't breathe. I mean, what type of mess? Ain't no way I be demonstrating, getting on my knees and doing. That is a subservient position. I will never teach
Nah,
my sons to get on his
never.
knees.
You're
You
not gonna
don't
catch
get
me.
on your knees for nobody.
Mm-mm.
Absolutely
No
not.
ma'am. No ma'am.
Understand it.
No ma'am. I'm not
Now
begging
that is what
nobody.
I say.
I'm not gonna beg for basic human rights. I'm not begging. I'm not begging nobody for that. And we shouldn't have to beg for that.
No, sis,
You shouldn't have to beg
we're
for uh your God-given right to just breathe. That's a God-given right to simply breathe, to have decent housing, to have to I mean like this is not you I just I'm not willing to do it anymore. I haven't been willing to do it for a very long time, you know. And like you said, I think it's important that if people want to make this journey, they need to surround themselves with other people who are on this journey or who support this journey, um, and who aren't, you know, trying to berate them because of the journey that they have decided to take versus, you know, somebody who decided they want to stay here and fight. I don't have a problem with those who want to stay here and fight. Stay here and fight all you want. That's great. That's not something that I choose to do. As in the same way I respect you for wanting to stay here and fight these people for another 400-500 years, you need to respect the fact, and I really don't care if you respect the fact that I choose to not do that anymore. It's too much world out there, and it's and it don't have to be Ghana. It's 153 other countries on the African continent that you could go to. So like, and if you don't want to go to Africa, hell, you ain't got to go to Africa. You can go anywhere. Like, you don't have to be here. So
why why are we even, the thing about it is the way that we're treated here. It's a lottery. Your life is in a lottery bag.
yeah,
When will your name be
get pulled.
pulled? When?
Mm, wow.
Okay, probability.
Wow.
When is your name gonna come up? Who wants to? It is selfish. It is selfish to put your children in that and
I
to
agree.
keep them in that.
For your comfort
You
sake.
think caring for your comfort? You think that you have a hard time dealing with Karen. You're putting your children in school with Karen 8 hours a day. Children are being suspended. Children are being body slammed. They're being locked up and took to juvenile because Karen is lying in the classroom. Understand, there's 1,000 different ways to get you.
So,
1,000 different ways to
so
get you.
many. So sis, they
I
even
don't have a child. I don't have a child to
use
lose.
they even got now where they did you there was a story I saw where the little boy was on his virtual or e-learning class and the teacher saw a BB gun in the
Oh, a gun,
background and
a BB gun.
send the police to the people's house. And are you serious? Like, so now you're gonna try to control what people have in their house. First of all, it's an American right. You have a Second Amendment right to have to be able to protect your domicile. So even if he did have, if it was a rifle, he can have they can have a rifle in their house. Like what?
The thing about it, sis, is the laws when it's the laws are not the problem. It's the mind of the enforcer of the law.
Exactly.
It is the application of the law.
And it's the fact that the law wasn't built for us.
That's right. Even the program, even the computer systems, the algorithms are racist.
Girl, you ain't.
Because it has the mind of the programmer.
Exactly.
It has the mind of the programmer. It don't matter. You're lucky you're still alive. You're only alive because of the grace of God himself. Understand it. They meant to destroy, girl. That's another topic. Yeah. But I will tell you something, honey. I am going to get down for the crown. Do you understand me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna fight. I'm fighting today to get out.
Yeah.
Now that's what I'm fighting for.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
To survive. So that I can leave.
And
that don't mean I won't come back. I might have to come back. But I'm hoping and praying that I don't.
And if you do come back, you got the right to. You got the right to come back.
I got the right to come back.
So
my mama here. My daddy here. My grandmama here.
Hell, your family been here.
My family is here.
Your family been here.
That's right.
So you have the unique positioning that you have a birthright here and you have a birthright there. So it is what it is.
I sure do.
People can love it.
And so that is a jealousy. The enemy is jealous because they know that we have a claim to something that they're trying so hard to get a claim to.
Yeah.
They doing marriages. They trying to have babies that are, they're doing everything they can to get the claim that we have. And I'm going to tell you something too. There's also an argument where they're saying that, a lot of them, they may give reparation because a lot of them would get the money the way that it's written. Because just having 6, 7, 8% Black, you could get the money. See, that's another thing. We see that these imposters have been in the news lately where they're living as Black women and men. And so what I want to say is there is a way to undermine and usurp what rightfully and divinely belongs to you. Absolutely. So if you stay here long enough, you will be consumed. Understand that. You're
Absolutely.
going to be consumed one way or the other. They're going to have their way of doing it. They
Yeah.
already got the average. I mean, they got us where we can't wear our hair. You can wear your natural hair, but it's the consequence
But
to
you have to
it.
deal with the
You're not
consequences of
getting in the positions.
it. Yep.
It's a lot of consequences to trying to stick to your Africanness.
Yeah.
It's not easy, or they're constantly peeling layers of your Africanness off of you. And
Yeah.
it's hurtful. Why
It
put
really
yourself
is.
through the psychological torment?
Damage. Yeah. It's like
It's like we're
torturing
not
yourself.
rewarded. We're not rewarded. We're not rewarded for trying to assimilate. What have we gotten for
No,
trying to assimilate?
nothing.
I could speak the best English in the world. It don't matter.
Nope. It don't matter. You can be the smartest. You can have all the degrees, all of the letters behind your
We
name.
are the smartest.
No, I'm saying like as far as their standards go, because of course we are the smartest. We if it wasn't for us, they wouldn't even have what they have. But if we don't, you can do everything you can to fit within the confines of those standards, and it's never going to be enough. So why would you torture yourself and your family like that? I'm not willing to do that. I don't turn my nose up at nobody who does want to do that. More power to you. But that's just not the route that I'm willing to take. And I'm not turning down no reparations if they ever come. Will they ever come? I don't believe they will, but if they do, you better believe I'm taking what's just due to me and my family. You think I'm gonna give it up? My family, I done been here 40 years. You think I'm just because I decided to make a move somewhere else, you think I'm just gonna say, well, I don't want what's due to me. No, they owe me some money. They owe me a debt, and I want it.
Honey,
And
let
the
me
moment
tell you.
if it ever comes to where they decide to pay the piper, I'm taking what's mine. So, but in until then, I'm going to take what's mine another way. You know,
There's different ways to get it,
it's
sis.
more than one
There
way to
are
skin a
different
cat.
ways. And I will tell you something. If we were to get citizenship and get organized in the manner that has been offered to us as a tribe, that tribal route that we were discussing, that is an option. And let me say something. If there are any trade deals, if there are any international trade deals, if we were to, the Council of Chiefs or whatever, we talked about having influence. You can hold up any trade deals until reparation checks are cut.
But
Now just imagine.
they not ready for that conversation, sis, because
I'm
they don't.
just saying.
They ain't ready for that kind of
Maybe it's
conversation.
not now. I'm just saying 30, 40, 50 years down the road, it could get like that. 10 years
Absolutely,
down the road. See,
absolutely.
that's why we have to be on our job, because our job is to get the necessary influence to build to that, to say this region, no deal, no go, any type of trade deal, we need to put this as a K rider in the bill.
Exactly.
Like they put all type of stuff in these bills in the US. They call they call it earmarks.
Mm-hmm.
You can easily say that if you don't give our repacks $1 million ahead, just say we ain't got but 10,000 repack. That ain't nothing. They
Exactly.
need $1 million a head. Ghana can tax it, and we get the rest, and we develop, and we have. I mean, it's
It's,
simple,
it's,
really.
it's more than one
So
way to
we
skin
just
a
need
cat.
to get. Yeah, we don't have to fight here. We can fight there. So it's different ways. So we should not get into a ditch with someone who wants to continue to be tormented.
I
Think
agree.
about that. I'm like, you're making the case to remain? Girl, I heard some stuff so crazy the other day. I was just like, you know what? Don't tell me nothing else about that. I don't want to hear about it. Because it
Yeah,
was some stuff talking about some Hebrew Israelite. And I like the Hebrew Israelite community. I just think some people are misinterpreting. Because I was
absolutely.
told that the Messiah is going to come and basically give a part of the U.S. to them. Have you heard that before? Something like
I
that?
can't.
Where
I
this is the
can't.
promised land? The
You know.
U.S. is the promised land?
You know what it says. That the stuff gets so exhausting. It to me, it feels like more and more reasons to not put in the work that we need to put in for ourselves. At the end of the day, let's just say that is the truth. How many more generations are we gonna wait for that? From my spiritual standpoint, I believe that God has given us the things that we need here and here in our hearts to do the things that we need to do to get up out of this. We don't I think that we this sitting and waiting, faith, we there's a saying, faith without works is dead. How you can't have all this faith, and you ain't doing nothing. When you sitting here waiting for somebody to save you, nobody's coming to save you. You are going to have to do the work. I know for me, my own personal experience has been, every time I take one step, the Most High take two or three. Every time I take another step, the Most High like every time it looked like things might be about to fall apart, and the Most High comes and just makes it work some kind of way. And I don't even know how it worked out, but it works. I feel like it continues to work because I can continue to keep making steps, keep going towards the goal. But if we just gonna sit here and wait on somebody, I'll be waiting. I'll be dead. You see that one meme where it have the skeleton of a woman sitting on a bench waiting on a man.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
that's how I feel
But
about waiting
sis,
on somebody to come and save you. You can't be sitting on your butt waiting for somebody to come save you. Save yourself.
I want to say this. I want my ancestors to recognize me. And I know everybody's ancestors, everybody want to think they descended from some powerful ancestor.
Right.
Some folks is not, they're not very exciting in their bloodline. I'm just going to tell you.
Oh, I
And so I'm almost willing to bet that some people was probably doing the same thing that they're doing right now,
know.
making excuses and whatnot. They was doing that years ago.
It's in their
So I
blood.
have heard anti-African rhetoric. I've heard things like they sold us into slavery. But let me tell you something, sis. The way I see it is Africa did not benefit from enslavement.
No, they didn't.
So why would
Show
I
me where
hold
they
it
benefited
against
from.
them? I
Show
do
me.
not see where the African continent has benefited from our enslavement.
Nope.
They have not.
Nope. Nobody.
They have suffered as far as I can see.
Yes, they have.
And then number two, why what does that have to do with anything? What does it have to do with your immediate safety? With your
Right
with
now.
the fact,
Right now.
yes, yes. So I can't. And it's very painful because I am
It
leaving
is.
some people that I should be taking with me. It's
Me
going to be
too.
very painful
Me
because
too.
I would like to take a certain few people with me, but they one, and see, this is what I'm beginning to realize, and I'm going to talk about this because this is something that people have to prepare for. My parents have never just been that into me. They're not. The little movie where it says he's just not that into
It's
you.
just not that
They're
into
not
you.
that into me because if it were me, if it was my only child, I would be like, I'm going. I'm going with my only child. I'm going to make sure that my grandchildren are okay. And I'm going to die on my post. I'm gonna die. Do you remember
Exactly.
the part of Shaka Zulu, the movie, where the grandmother told the chief? She said, "No, I'm going with Nandi to
Yeah.
look after Shaka,"
Yeah.
and she died. She knew she couldn't make it.
Yeah.
Nandi even really knew her mama couldn't make it. And I'm not saying that you want to kill your mother. That's not what this
Absolutely.
message is about. But it is about the loyalty that we are supposed to have, the love
Yeah.
that we are supposed to have for our children. I love my children.
Oh
And
man,
if they
I do
doing
whatever.
right and they trying to do the right thing, baby, I'm with you.
Exactly.
I will defend you. I
Yeah.
will defend you. I would never let you go to a foreign land alone. And it
Um,
hurts me
it
that
is.
my own mother ain't, my mother wouldn't go nowhere with me. I mean, that's kind of painful.
Yeah.
So people, like I said, you gotta have a made up mind.
You
Like I
definitely have
just
to
got
have
my
a better
husband
mind.
to the point where he's willing to go because he know I'm serious. He know, the
Yeah.
brother know. If
Yeah.
I
He
want this
does.
woman and I really love my wife, I just need to go ahead and at least be a part-time repat, if nothing else.
I know that's right.
But
You
yeah,
know,
I mean,
with that being
it
said,
does
sis,
hurt that. Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I I think that, you know, we only can do what we can do. Um, I'm happy that you decided that you'll be coming to Ghana. It's gonna be good to have another sister there. We are um, hopefully going to be able to build a pretty decent sisterhood, and not only the sisterhood but the community, because we are, many of us have husbands and children, so it I think it's going to be a good thing to have some other families along this journey also. So I really appreciate you coming and sharing your story with us. I'm hoping that hearing your 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 story is going to help somebody to make the hard decision to, I can't do it, I need to just stay my butt here, or to say, you know what, I'm gonna go, I need to go, because that's the reason why I want to do these and get as many different perspectives as we possibly can, so people can understand, like, when we say I really can't tell you what it's going to be like, it's because everybody's journey is so different. And you know but you can learn from it.